Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Daniel, and this is Morning Tea. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, Thursday, April 14th, 2011. Hope you guys are having a great week. One more day for Friday. Let's get it started. Today says gifts, gifts from the universe, accepting your family. Our families help us see where we have come from, so that we may more clearly decide where we'd like to go. Families can contain a fascinating grouping of personalities. Despite the potential for so many to have similar traits, there are many different ways to express them. As people marry into families and have children, even more personalities enter the picture. There may be some people that we would not choose to be related to, but that's what friends are for. If we trust in a universe that has a higher purpose for everything, then we must believe that family members are in our lives for a good reason. These reasons may be easy to see and appreciate with some, but others may offer us a challenge. With those, we can look for something we can learn or perhaps teach. In the modern world, where everyone seeks to be individuals, many move far away from their families in an attempt to escape them. But when we successfully build a world around us that requires no one's help, our families are the people who are still attached to us. We can still choose whether or not to honor the family ties and how to treat each other, but the fact remains that we're energetically tied to our families. Our families help us see where we came from so that we may more clearly decide where we'd like to go. If we can learn to accept our families for who they are, then we go out into the world armed with the ability to deal with anyone. Some families are better than others at preparing us for the world. What we learn from our families, even they are simply blank spots on our family trees, becomes, excuse me, what we learn from our families, even if they are simply blank spots on our family trees, becomes the basis for our identities as individuals. Rather than denying our connections, we can choose to accept their presence in our lives. Acceptance does not mean we have to like them. We simply acknowledge that we are connected to them and honor the connection for like it or not. There is a reason. When we can embrace all that they bring into our experience, we may be grateful for all we have learned from them and have to learn while we experience everything that comes with family fully and completely. So the last parts again. Acceptance does not mean we have to like them. We simply acknowledge that we are connected to them and honor that connection. For like it or not, there's a reason. When we can embrace all that they bring into our experience, we may be grateful for all we have learned from them and have to learn while we experience everything that comes with family fully and completely. Ouch. Talk about picture perfect situation here. Oh my god. Families. It's always tough for me to talk about my family, not because I don't love them, because we're older and we've all gone our separate ways and we live very different lives, and yet we don't. Um, our parents are still the glue that kind of binds us together. But me and my sisters are very different, and there was a time when we just didn't get along, and we're mending those relationships. But in my life, there's always been the adopted families. I have lived away from my family at several times in my life, and have acquired adoptive families that took really good care of me, like some of you guys here in California. Um, but definitely, a lot of who I am comes from my dad. I have a lot of traits from my dad, which I never thought I would. I have a lot of my mom. God, I'm so glad that I got some of those strong traits from my mom. Survivalist. From my sisters, a lot of their way of thinking, although I probably would never tell them, a lot of the things that I think about before I do come from them and living with them for many years. I lived as a kid with both my sisters at some point or another. I don't know what else to say. I love my family, and I wish they were closer now. Now that I've moved away and live here in California, and they live in Texas. Now that I've moved away, I think that's one of the things with everything that I learned from them as when I was younger. I've used now. I use it now, and I've developed my voice. I have my own voice. I do my own things. I've outgrown from under their shadow, if that makes sense. And I am my own Daniel Garza. Um, so thank you to my family for everything they taught me and everything they still teach me. Um, I am blessed and honored to have that family, and I thank God for them, as I thank Him for my adoptive family. So maybe it's time to give my mom and my daddy a little call today. Uh, guys, have a great Thursday. I'm gonna go and make some phone calls. Love you guys.